Olá! Tudo bem, minha gente? Hum, eu preciso ajeitar o áudio. Application Audio. Isso daqui vai pra Nier. Olha que idiota, mano. Eu abri a live e nem coloquei o negócio certo. Sou um idiota. Tudo bem. Tá tudo certo. Tá funcionando. O volume do jogo dá pra ouvir. Tá tudo correto. Deixa só eu fazer uma coisinha aqui pra ver se tá rodando certinho no YouTube. Tudo certinho. Vamos continuar então. Opa, Naoki! Tudo bem, meu bom? Ok. Eu tenho que dar load nesse. E daí? E daí? O que vai acontecer?
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Pelo que eu entendi, essa segunda parte da história vai ser do ponto de vista da Kaine, né? Sim, mano, os sound effects dos menus de Nier são muito bons. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as Annie could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived the shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then The child blinked, rain slowly dripping down from the young one's short hair, and began its slowly descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rod came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all apart. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yo-ho! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, one of the worst of all bullies in the Eyrie. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from their safety from the safety of their homes. She attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, kindness was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could live, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kindly prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kindness couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of the old meat on his breath. Of old meat. The boy grabbed Kindness' face with thin fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to run away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kindness, he called to his cohorts. Come on guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kindness. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kindness curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kindness ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It couldn't continue to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Frick! Chanted the children. Frick! 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 Kindness closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kindness was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying! He's actually crying! Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kindness. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling to breathe for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rain. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? And now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kindness again, I'll do far worse than throwing a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think of to protest, she ground her palm into the wood and twisted back and forth. Ah, delícia. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining, and no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That thing could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for the stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kindness, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here! Either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders. Then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that a lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sob, she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not! Don't be an ass!" Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't..." "Shush!" interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable. The beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears! Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without even ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. "Where did you find this?" Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said her grandmother as she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Course you are! What a fool thing to say!" Thank you, Grandma." Her grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kindest dreams, daily life. Que agora que deu uma pausa, deixa eu olhar o chat. Não, cara, a última vez que eu fiz live faz 3 dias. E oi Morgana, tudo bem meu bom? Tô focando na leitura aqui pra não distrair. In the distance, Kaine heard the... deixa eu tomar um gole de café que minha garganta tá seca. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, pinning the air with both splinters and wood, and words that would make the most hardened sailors blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine's close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job at chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma could every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her grandmother to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Her granddaughter. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Erie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment for her grandmother. That her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother live, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. cortar lenha, fudido mesmo. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Crap. He suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt and I could curse. Hacker now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This stuff, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, kinda redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed with a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy girl, you better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma, fuck, esse é aquele monstro, não. The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water washed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and bade Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's alright, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt still. Fuck. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults that could see glanced sideways at her. Then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who listened exactly what she thought was of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? Foda-se. Não mais fácil. The woman's flabby cheeks showed in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? they seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion, fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What you're doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Ha! Barked Demo. That old bitch finally killed over? Go to hell, Demo! The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall off his head, but before he could let by a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall, behind the counter, rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. It's been dead a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have this. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and words travel quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali. Your grandmother, Kali. And I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached down and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I will owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and returned to live, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandmother with a yawn. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble?" "It was kinda fun, said Kaine with a small smile. "No, seriously, it was." "What, eh?" asked her grandmother with a voice which implied she believed anything but. "Uh-huh, so anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know." As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. "A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone." "Grandma, it'll make you live forever." "Oh shit," said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. "Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner." But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. "It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all." "I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something." The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. "Let me be the judge of that," she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It could also have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, or rendered into a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kaine," it said between laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But I won't hear any more boo about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit and turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall, but this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I remember it forever. Forever. Ok. Nossa, quanta coisa no chat. Eu tô no mesmo. Eu tô junto com o Naoki, o backlog tá fudido. Não é exatamente jogar mais tarde, Morgana. É só tipo. Jogos que você quer jogar estão na sua lista de jogos pra jogar, mas você literalmente não tem tempo ou tá jogando algo antes. É jogar mais tarde também, mas com contexto um pouquinho extra. Nossa, nem sabia que R2 tinha. Calma. Não. RR2? Isso é Resident Evil? Revelations 2. Hã? Interessante. Eu nem vou procurar, mano, porque com o joguinho da bruxinha lá que eu passei. Nossa, eu baixei a porra do joguinho da bruxinha ontem, né? A bruxinha casamenteira. Mano, eu fui dormir às 4:30 da manhã. Eu joguei aquela porra durante 6 horas seguidas, quase. Eu joguei tipo umas 5 horas durante a madrugada e mais 1 hora quando eu acordei. Mano, que joguinho desgraçado. Sim, é muito viciante, mano. Ai, esse joguinho de shoot 'em up com bullet hell é muito, 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 muito bom. Muito bom mesmo. Pô, mano, isso sempre vicia. Tem aquele 20 Minutes to Midnight, eu acho que é muito bom também. Que quando eu peguei ele na app, eu fiquei jogando um tempão. É legal pegar as poções máximas da bruxinha. Bom, pra tu ter uma ideia, falta 8 conquistas pra eu platinar o jogo. Falta masterizar, tipo, poderes de certos tipos 10 vezes. Deixa eu ver mais o que. Falta não levar dano. Passar uma. Vencer sem levar dano 10 vezes. Completar a poção de seios candies. Eu não acredito. É muito bom, mano. É, e é isso. E dá dodge 100 vezes. É isso que falta. O resto é tudo Master Familiar Magic 10 times, Achieve 10 or more victories, muito fácil. Master Projectile Magic 10 times, Master Curse Magic 10 times, Dodge 100 times, Master Explosion Magic 10 times. Isso daí. Ô, Morgana, tu também joga o joguinho da bruxinha casamenteira quando tiver tempo. Bem divertido, bem culto. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden dish for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine. And I think it's burned or something because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, alright. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and heard her abused in equal measure. Socorro! Ah, engasguei do nada. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kindness started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kindness lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burnt berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kindness looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Well, I was gonna I'll check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kindness stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Kindness stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dang cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyways." "I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shit, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kindness. Lately seems my mind is..." She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath with a lunar tears from her drawer. The flower's petals had aged her brilliant whiteness, and Kindness thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're gonna be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Kindness reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn complaints for one day." "Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kindness by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazy grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kindness in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kindness thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she began. "Maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot, I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kinda rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead, and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kindly could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kinda worried about her grandmother all day, causing her world to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No! Oh gods, no! Her grandmother's house was a plague. The flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped in a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. It can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicion confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on three twisted feet, and she balanced remains of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlings spinning through the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. Alright, you bastard, she thought her screams echoed off the high cliffs around them. It's you or me, let's go! The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest, then they began looking from her to the house and back again, as urging her to look at the destruction that circled her. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house, through the smoke and flames, but the small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma! At the sound of her voice, the woman began waving frantically. Alive! But Kaine, alive! Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar, powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast and Kaine stumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stumped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the foot. The old woman struggled to move the cloth from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground. Her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet only to fall back to earth with a grasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma, hold on, just a little longer. Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine split herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Master, laughing at us. We had no idea how much a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was talking, taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The shade moved its claws slightly along Grandma to breathe again. It was clear that keeping her alive only to snuff out her life, and Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right angle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it. From her mind it began to hobble toward the monster. Putting a small knife from the pouch of her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and launched the weapon deep. "Give her back!" he screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke and the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted left her again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air. The shade panted after again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine? Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands, reaching out to her through the smoke. Grandma? Kaine, you gotta run. You can't pass this one. Kaine grabbed her hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped on the ground below. Grandma, no! No! I said run, goddammit! You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever and finish before she could say another word. The shade's claw foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood was from gasps in the creature's nose as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted and recognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and soaring into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head walled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a mad woman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind, something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is? Think I'm bleeding to death? No, can't. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kindness' mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it! 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 Kill it now! As the spark that was Kindness slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blending to one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Fuck! Sério que acaba nessa parte? E o background foi maravilhoso. Foi realmente maravilhoso.
I know.
Eu quero mais. E humano. Eu não lembro como se joga esse jogo. Tá, isso daqui. Várias coisas.
This creature must have. How does it even survive these past 5 years? I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today.
Eu tinha esquecido que Nier consegue invocar.
It's not the blade but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Nier consegue invocar umas, sei lá, umas emoções muito fortes, mano. Pouca coisa, incrível. Desce aí, desgraça. Eu tô upado pra caceta agora, isso não é nada. E foi. Ou não? Tá, outra pausa, deixa eu ver o chat. Nunca joguei esse Combat não, Morgana. Já ouvi falar bem, mas não é o meio que o tipo de jogo que eu curto. Caceta, é MMO interessante. É um MMO que, tipo, todo mundo meio que se ajuda. Foda que MMO, mano, é um trabalho, né, velho? Tu joga um e esquece que os outros existem. Pois é, nossa. Muito bom o final do Nier, mano. O da rota A, né? Eu vi que tem 5 rotas pra fazer. Tô ansioso. Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stomping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Thing beyond imagining kindly tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone? Left to herself, she turned her remaining eye into the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo. She thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out her eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the rooms like a ghost. I want to draw you, the way you can live forever. No, stop! Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, she said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and scratched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped at the picture. As the picture began to blacken in the middle, before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely. Futilely. Ok, futilely. Ai, droga. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished in tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was. A smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried at his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh god, I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream at the voice crawled as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice booming her ears. Oh god, you are the best! Fuck, eu tô imaginando isso daqui com a voz do Collector do All House. Kaine glanced down and saw black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. "Come on," said the voice. "Let it go." Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. "Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it?" "Have what?" "Your body. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. I wanna stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind." The voice paused, as if licking its lips. Then when it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. "And I wanna take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I wanna tear out their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before." In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front. And mingled with the pain of her encroaching black ooze. "Are you a shade?" "Yeah, maybe. Well, off it." The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. "Feels good, don't it?" asked the voice with a chuckle. "Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies." "Now, give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade." A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's head. As she watched, it grew longer and thinner, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. "I can see better," she thought. "My arm must be growing back too." The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. "Stop," she whispered, marveling at the word, at how she had regained her voice. "Stop." The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing into a cloud of smoke. "Ah, what the hell, sunshine?" screamed the voice. "We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die." Grandma said, "Can't die yet." A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. "That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die." Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm. "Well, I'll be damned," said the voice cheerfully. "Look at that, sunshine! I think you and me are gonna be good friends now." Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the leather seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. "Stop! God, stop!" Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. "Come on, don't fight it," pleaded the voice. It's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go, feel the anger, burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, and then go out there and... Shut up and get the hell away from my body." "Your body? Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just shut up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet the buddies of yours in the era would love to see you dead." Kaine grabbed a hand, nearby shard of glass, and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. "You stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, sunshine, and there ain't no going back." The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. "Possessed?" whispered Kaine. "Yeah, possessed, you and me? We got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till Wait until they get a load of you now. Kinda looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seems smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all that bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you wanna kill, I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, will wrapping up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just wanna drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it, you and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, Mother Kane, kinda. I'll handle the killing. Ha! Screamed the voice. Look at you go! Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrann, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it, the more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kinda found herself nodding at her voice. Yeah, she said, yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find the shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrann. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Tyrann. I have shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kinda herself, Kinda waiting until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It was perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at her new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade, I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra on her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the riff of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the riff and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry, but I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
Ok, sabemos que um olho e um braço dela.
Oh, hey.
Eu acho que é o braço esquerdo. Faz sentido, já que é o braço que tem os negocinhos. Deixa eu te abraçar, Emil. Você merece todos os abraços, cara.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up.
You grew up.
So, how long has it been?
5 years.
5 fucking years.
Shit. That's a long time.
Yep, that's a long time.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord. By the way, this is for you.
Is that a minor tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and... I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter? Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it. We should turn in. I didn't get much sleep that night.
Calma, vai chegar na hora que eu vou conseguir ler o chat.
For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Nossa, vilarejo, bonitinho.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emile. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emile. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession and my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Tenho jogado Nier Automata, eu acho que não.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Aí, agora deixa eu ver aqui no chão. Morgana, foi em maio, foi minha última live de Nier Replicant. Cara, o conceito do jogo é legal, Naoki. Tipo, tu ter que juntar todo mundo pra todo mundo se ajudar numa batalha. Eu não sei quão viável é isso, mano. Eu não assisti Deadpool e Wolverine porque eu ouvi falar tão mal desse filme, tão mal, que sem vontade, sabe? Donkey Kong 2? Nossa! Nossa, se tu já fez Donkey Kong Country rodar no celular, é muita vontade pra jogar no Xbox, mano. Desenho da comunidade? Não sei. É um desenho que o Ti tinha me recomendado e por ser inglês eu consegui colocar na tela aqui do lado e ver enquanto eu jogava FF. Bem legalzinho, bem divertido. Super recomendo pra assistir enquanto tá fazendo outra coisa. Outer Wilds eu tenho que jogar alguma hora, mano. Ele parece muito legal. Tipo, ele parece muito divertido pela questão de tu realmente ter que ir lá, descobrir as coisas e vai aí, mano. Se ferra, descobre como é que funciona o mundo. É isso daí que o Naoki disse, não é só andar. O jogo ele tem uns puzzles, mano, que na hora que tu entende como o puzzle funciona, tu fica... Uau! Cita, como assim eu posso fazer essa coisa, mano? Como... Incrível! Aí, Naoki, concordo, mano. A mulher de pijama tem que dormir fora do vilarejo, maldito. Tudo bem. Eu vi, mano. Eu vi bastante. Porque, tipo, a história de Deadpool e Wolverine não faz sentido. Não faz sentido em nenhuma parte dela. Todo o contexto da história de Deadpool e Wolverine está errado, tá uma bosta. O núcleo do filme é mal feito. Tipo, o cara quer destruir a linha de tempo pra mostrar a linha do tempo para mostrar o chefão, né? O chefão não, o grande cara mal do Deadpool e Wolverine. Ele quer destruir a linha do tempo, fazendo um negócio que eles não fazem mais, porque tem jeito melhor de fazer, e vai chegar pro chefe dele e dizer: ô chefe, sabe aquele negócio lá que a gente fazia e a gente parou de fazer porque é uma bosta? Então, eu fiz, olha aqui, me dá uma promoção porque eu fiz. Nisso, tipo, todo o plot do contexto do porquê o vilão quer fazer o que ele quer fazer tá errado. Tu já joga no lixo porque não faz sentido. Não faz sentido algum. O desrespeito com o filme do Wolverine, do Logan, na real, né? Porque o início do filme Deadpool vs Wolverine é o Deadpool simplesmente dizendo: ele não morreu porque regeneração não funciona assim. Isso nem faz sentido. Não faz sentido nenhum. Nem no próprio mundo no próprio mundo que a Marvel criou, como qualquer outra coisa. Não faz sentido, mano. E daí...
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
Oh?
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
Meu chapéu, o que eu fiz? Eu entrei numa cutscene de diálogo gigantesca, né?
Can you not hear me?
What the fuck? What the
Why are you
fuck?
standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
What?
Let's go.
Tá, calma, deixa eu... Por que eu dei trigger no evento interessante quando eu tava no meio de xingar um filme, mano? A voz do Weiss é legal. Ponto. A voz do... A voz do Weiss é muito boa. Muito boa, mas eu tenho que ouvir em japonês. Eu fiquei curioso agora. Mas continuando a destruir o filme do Deadpool vs Wolverine. Ok. Nós já temos a premissa de todo o filme Deadpool vs Wolverine está errada. Porque o cara quer fazer algo pra ganhar uma promoção. Mano, sei lá. É o equivalente de... O meu progenitor tinha uma firma de plástico. Quando eu era mais novo. Ele vivia queimando plástico na parte de trás da empresa. Eu sempre dizia pra ele: cara, não queima plástico. faz mal pro ambiente, é ruim, é uma bosta, tu tá fazendo merda. Ele nunca deu bola. Eventualmente, ele descobriu realmente que tava errado queimar plástico. E eles começaram, ao invés de queimar o resto do plástico, eles simplesmente moíam e reutilizavam. Bem melhor. O cara do Deadpool tá efetivamente chegando na empresa e dizendo: ao invés de moer o plástico e reutilizar, vamos voltar a queimar. Ok, meu ponto feito. Premissa do filme não faz sentido. E daí a gente tem toda a questão. Isso, atrás da empresa. Ele queimava o plástico atrás da empresa, no lugarzinho que tinha lá. Por isso lá atrás. Desculpa, eu falei metade do negócio sem sentido. Não sei, Morgana. Eu não assisti o Logan, mas pelo que eu vi nos vídeos falando sobre Deadpool, o Logan morreu salvando umas crianças. Mas esse é um ótimo ponto, porque o filme do Logan acaba com o Logan fazendo um puta de um sacrifício pra que as crianças vivam. O filme do Deadpool inicia com a porra do Deadpool indo até o... como é que é? Indo até o túmulo do Logan, escavando o túmulo e simplesmente matando um monte de gente com os ossos do Deadpool. Do Wolverine. Tipo, porque ele não acreditou que o Wolverine tinha morrido, porque regeneração não funciona assim. Como assim, filho de uma puta? Que bosta de roteiro é esse? Daí beleza. Ok, o Deadpool realmente, como personagem, ele faria o que ele fez. Ele... Você quer queimar lá atrás, Gustavo. Nunca duvidei, viu? Esse dali sempre teve uma cara de enrustido. Porque ele não é meu pai, mas nem fudendo. Tem que ser minimamente decente pra ser um pai. Mas enfim. Daí vem a questão da âncora do universo do Deadpool, né? Que, ok, o que o vilão lá quer fazer é a âncora do universo do mundo do Deadpool, que era o Logan, acabou. Então, tipo, o universo, por causa disso, daqui não sei quantos milhares de anos vai acabar. Que estúpido! Todo o universo vai acabar. Tudo. Não... E daí o cara quer simplesmente acabar com o universo antes pra poder cuidar do próximo. E ele quer ganhar uma promoção por isso. O Deadpool sai em busca de uma nova âncora pro universo dele. Só que tipo... Mano... Como que tu vai substituir o negócio? Não é algo que tem um ritual, não sei o que. Eu esperava lógica, Morgana. Eu espero o mínimo de lógica em qualquer fucking obra de arte que eu vejo. Se não tem mínimo de lógica, vai tomar no cu. Não faz sentido, mano. Caralho. Desculpa, eu fiquei puto. Muito puto falando do filme. Não tem... Socorro, mas mano, lógica, tu quer fazer um filme? Faça um filme que tenha minimamente lógica. Sim, tu escreveu ali pra cima. Legal, mano, legal mesmo. Eu devo ter... What? Que bosta é essa, velho? Hã? Você quis dizer Lady Gaga ou musical? Não, ok. Porque não existe Coringa 2, existe Lady Gaga ou musical. Vamos ver que luta é essa, então. Sei lá o que eu tô fazendo, mas beleza. Eita, musiquinha de luta? This is the word of the recycled vessel created to avoid the destruction of all. Mano, eu tô exatamente com a cara do Gandalf quando ele chega em Minas Moria. I have no memory of this place. What the hell? Tá, eu nunca estive nesse lugar antes, mas ainda assim. Oh, you guys! Me dando XP tá valendo, né? Desculpa por não ter entendido a piada antes, é que eu sou burro, às vezes eu não... Às vezes o meu cérebro diz, não vai entender não, valeu aí, falou. Minha namorada às vezes desiste de me explicar as coisas assim, e eu só digo, deixa, não é tão importante assim, cara, pra entender, tá tudo certo. Tá, mas entendeu. É que como um filme de comédia, o Deadpool Wolverine faz o seu papel de um filme de comédia, mas quando tu para pra analisar, se tu, tipo, eu não me lembro como usa vida, como faz nada nessa desgraça, e se tu gosta de ver um filme com lógica, daí pode. Que é que nem o Naoki disse, mano. Tipo, o filme hoje em dia não é feito pra ser bom. O filme hoje em dia é feito pra ganhar dinheiro. Faz muitos anos que filme deixou de ser feito. Que nem um jogo de empresa grande. O Ubisoft não faz jogo pra fazer jogo bom. O Ubisoft só faz jogo pra ganhar dinheiro. E ainda eles fazem mal feito. Nem isso eles fazem direito porque a empresa tá quase em colapso e vai ter que ser vendida. Gostei também da... Nossa, eu gostei muito da atuação dela em American Horror Story. Eu não me lembro se ela faz só o hotel ou se tem uma outra temporada que ela participa. Porque eu me lembro de ver alguém muito parecido com o Lady Gaga em uma outra temporada das mais novas. Ou não sei, se para só mais algum ator famoso mas sim, ela sabe atuar, mano. Só o cara que fez o Coringa 2 coringou, literalmente. Oh, calma aí. Level 4. Nada dos instantes. Que legal. I do no damage. Nossa, hotel. Não, então vamos ver. Mas tem uns famosinhos que também estão nessas últimas. Goodbye, esse é o nome da música mesmo? Goodbye, Goodnight. Mas música eletrônica é diferente, bem diferente. Nunca vi Nasce uma Estrela, ouvi falar bem do filme, né, que é a história dela, mas tipo, qual temporada de American Horror Story que tu acha chata? Porque, tipo, é tipo falar, eu acho Final Fantasy chato. Qual Final Fantasy você acha chato? Muitos deles você vai ter argumentos muito bons para achar chato. Outros nem tanto. Eu não tenho poção de vida. Isso não dá pra nada. Goodbye, good man. Goodbye, good man. E tudo é feito pra gerar dinheiro. A gente vive num sistema onde se algo não gera dinheiro, algo não é feito. Ao menos a intenção de fazer as coisas é gerar dinheiro. Mas tem diferença entre tu fazer, tipo, algo bom e ganhar dinheiro porque você fez algo bom, algo decente, e você fazer uns negócios paia e ganhar dinheiro unicamente porque o pessoal compra, tipo os jogos da Ubisoft. Tipo, mano, assiste Senhor dos Anéis. Assiste Senhor dos Anéis. Mano, no Senhor dos Anéis eu não lembro que cena que é, mas é numa cena que eles chegam... Eles saem de Rivendell e eles encontram a Galadriel, que o Gimli pede um cabelo lá pra Galadriel e a Galadriel dá 3 cabelos. 3 fios de cabelo. E... Mano, nessa parte tem uma cena que consegue ver a teia de aranha do cenário que eles estavam. Porque o cenário era real. O cenário existia. Hoje em dia, tu bota tipo 4 pessoas dentro de um prédio com um monte de tela verde. Isso é um filme. Deu. Faz o que com isso? As coisas perderam qualidade. Tipo, com toda a tecnologia que a gente tá indo cada vez mais para um lugar onde eu não preciso fazer algo bom, eu só preciso fazer algo minimamente decente para que as pessoas assistam. Porque a maioria das pessoas não tem a noção de a noção para analisar um filme ou para ver uma obra com senso crítico. E é só tu ver o pessoal que defende certos jogos aí da Super Link. Mas tipo, um exemplo. Caralho, que legal, não sabia que... Mas eu não sabia que era feito à mão, mas é esse tipo de coisa mesmo que eu tô falando. Mano, hoje em dia, tu bota 4 pessoas numa tela, num lugar, num monte de tela verde, pronto. Você faz o filme, uau, sabe? Antigamente, não tinha essas porra, hein? Antigamente, quer filmar numa floresta? Beleza, que floresta vai ser? Sweet Baby Inc. Procura aí que é um assunto tenso, mas é basicamente uma empresa de scriptwriting e de revisão de jogos. Essa empresa tem uma agenda tipo... eu não gosto de usar a palavra woke. Woke é cringe, mano. Cringe pra caceta. Eles têm uma agenda não muito legal no mundo dos jogos. Em vez de fazer jogos legais, eles querem dar prioridade a lidar com humanos. Mano, pau no cu do ser humano. Pau no cu do ser humano. O ser humano já passou da hora. E o pessoal ainda fica, não, mas a gente tem que ser humano, a gente não pode representar essa coisa aqui, porque essa coisa aqui é merda. Eles fizeram o primeiro jogo Quadruple A. Ótimo, Naoki. Ótimo.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Ô, que viagem esse livro aí, mano. Mas pelo jeito eu não tô com força ainda pra ele. Ah, não, da central tu esquece. Tu esquece. Não. Procura alguém que consegue dar uma opinião sem falta de noção. Isso, nossa, mano. O Naoki, perfeito, Naoki. Foi simplesmente maravilhoso. Os caras falando o jogo do macaco, onde não tem um único humano, onde não é falado sobre sexualidade, onde é literalmente estamos fazendo um Souls-like de uma mitologia. Os caras chegam e falam, essa mitologia aqui não tem representatividade, que não pode. E os caras ainda quiseram cobrar 10 milhões dos desenvolvedores e da empresa que fez Black Myth Wukong pra não fazer uma campanha de cancelamento contra eles. Eles literalmente quiseram chantagear os caras do jogo pra não fazer uma campanha de cancelamento, mano. Olha que empresa de bosta. E daí agora eles estão, tipo, basicamente fazendo rebranding. Eles tiraram tudo relacionado a DI. Mano, deixa eu ver aqui qual que é a fucking sigla de DI. Diversity, Equity and Inclusion. Ok, isso tá melhor. Eles tiraram todo o palavreado de AI e de DEI e simplesmente estão fingindo que é uma empresa normal. É um humano, o Buda, um deus gigantesco que transcendeu os céus e chegou literalmente ao Nirvana, que ajudou o Kurt Cobain lá, né, quando criou a banda dele. Eu sei, isso é uma piada estúpida, mas é assim. Eu não me lembro o que é melhor, se é o wheat ou o rice. Eu acho que é o wheat. Ah, mano, faz parte. Eu não sei mais falar só em português, não. Mas eu perdi essa capacidade no mínimo uns 2 anos atrás. Porque tem coisa que... Mano, tem coisa que eu juro. O meu cérebro, ele vê a palavra em inglês, ele vê todo o significado da palavra atrás, mas eu não consigo me lembrar em português. Uma box of candy. Vocês usam Stop People quando vocês vão lavar a louça? Baixinho, bonitinho. Mas é, justamente, tipo, o mais perto de humano que tem no jogo é um deus. Tipo, filho da puta, esse jogo não é sobre representatividade, esse jogo é sobre algo... sobre um macaco que quebrou este! Eu mando essas, mano. Inclusive, uma das piadas que eu mais gosto, que eu acho simplesmente creme de la creme, é se você, tipo, pedir pra alguém, você conhece a banda Eu Ganho Donzela? E ninguém, todo mundo conhece a banda Eu Ganho Donzela, mas ninguém conhece a banda Eu Ganho Donzela. E isso, Stop People. Eu vim ver o macaco. Esses dias o meu amigo me mandou uma compilação que tinha esse negócio aí do Kaiba. Não dá. Toda vez é muito bom ver o Kaiba lá. Eu vim ver o macaco. Com a porta aberta e com a maletinha de carta do lado, mano. Vai tomar no cu. Exatamente, mano. Eu adoro essa piada. Eu sempre farei essa piada porque é uma piada muito boa. É uma das melhores piadas que existem. Eu não sei onde eu quero ir. É aqui. É aqui. Não tenho quests. Não posso fazer mais. Ué? Não tem essa do que é Stop People. Pensa aí, Morgana. Pensa aí, quando tu entender. Quando tu entender. Vai ser bom. Mas não leva no literal, tu tem que fazer uma jogadinha com as palavras.
Oh, hi.
É muito bom, mano, muito bom Stop People.
I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
Deixa eu ver mais um bom. Fuck, eu não consigo strongar agora. Mas, mano, Stop People é uma das melhores traduções erradas que podem ser feitas. É simplesmente perfeito. É perfeito. Não é no mesmo... Tá, não. É no mesmo nível de Alguém Donzela. Porque é um negócio que tá certo, mas tá errado. Não tem nada com putaria não, Morgana. É só um negócio que tu com certeza usa quase todos os dias, mas... Deixa eu ver. Fica mais fácil. Stop People é algo que tem na cozinha.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
Quase!
I'm headed there next. Oh, and Devila?
Tenta... É nesse naipe aí, mas pensa errado. Não sei se você conhece a página How to Learn English, que é exatamente isso. É o mesmo naipe de piadinha, tá ligado? Não tenta adivinhar, tenta entender a piada, que é muito bom, porque quando dá o teco na mente de tipo, é isso, tu fica tipo, não, que negócio estúpido. Você merece esse momento pra ti.
Yeah?
Todos merecemos esse momento.
Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
Alright.
Começa, se tu entende a segunda parte, pega, se tu traduzir a segunda palavra primeiro, vai ser mais fácil.
My husband keeps nagging me
Sim,
about how
pode deixar. Se tu não entender, eu explico.
The water wheel makes life so...
I worked it out. The two boys are going to stay with Popola. Shop here more often, yeah? I'm damn near broke.
Moço, gastei mais de 10 mil contigo. Você me disse que tá quase quebrado? Porra.
The village fountain is starting to break down.
I would speculate that the source of the problem lies in the fountain's pump.
That's my guess, too. I heard you had parts made for the water wheel, so I'm hoping you could do the same for the fountain.
Quase.
Sure, why not? I'll look into it next time I'm in Facade.
Se concentra na segunda parte, mas não é pessoas. Tipo, é pessoas, mas é outro jeito de dizer pessoas. Não, a piada que é burra mesmo. A piada é burra, não tu que é lerdo ou a piada é complexa. A piada é burra mesmo e tu tem que, tipo, emburrecer o teu cérebro pra entender ela. Façam, bro.
I knew it. This is what I was talking about. How about buying something?
Tá, essa é a única quest aqui. Parece sim. Quase. Com isso daí já dá pra entender. Já dá pra entender. Já dá pra entender a piada com o que tu mandou aí, Morgana. Por que os gráficos desse jogo tão estranho? O cara se esforçando lá pra melhorar o cérebro, pra deixar o cérebro boladaço, inteligente. Vem o Bruno. Desculpa, mano, você vai ter que emburrecer o cérebro pra entender minhas piadas. Não conheço esse. Eu não conheço quase nada de Platão. Eu não conheço nada de Platão. Exceto que... Não, calma. Era Platão o cara bombado? Isso! Platão era um homem forte, musculoso, com costas largas e ombros avantajados. O filósofo recebeu o apelido de Platão, que em grego significa omoplatas largas, costas largas ou ombros grandes, devido ao seu porte físico. Mano, Platão era monstro de academia, tá ligado? O cara devia comer batata doce. Realmente, todo mundo era bombado na Grécia. Mas, mano, imagina, pra te receber um apelido de costas largas num lugar onde todo mundo é bombado, o quão bombado tu tem que ser?
Regardless, please don't let it trouble you.
I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, right. Yes, about that. You know about the lost shrine, right?
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. Well, it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh, it was right under our pages the whole time.
But the bridge that leads there is unusable.
So take a boat.
A boat?
Yes. The canal's finally been repaired. It took a lot longer than expected. What with the shades and all. I also asked them to provide a boat at the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. The ferryman will let you use it free of charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. I'm really grateful. All right, I'll see you around.
And for the love of everything, be careful.
Toma no cu, Popola. Tu tá querendo literalmente me usar de sacrifício pro Shadow Lord. Travou? Calma. YouTube? Não me vem me dá outro strike. Socorro. Tá, não. A live tá funcionando certinho. Você vai me tirar do trapézio, tem um trapézio pra... Exatamente, mano. Você precisa ter um trapézio monstro pra conseguir pedir. Pensando... Nossa, o Richard é o episódio que todo mundo fica burro que nem o Richard. E todo mundo tem que, tipo... lembrar de como faz as coisas. É maravilhoso. O mundo de Gamba é sensacional, cara. Deve estar à espera.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district should lead to the boat landing.
Eu tô com o cu fechado aqui, mano. Socorro. Do nada, aquele dia eu levei um aviso. Agora se eu levar mais um, até 3 meses depois daquela live, se eu levar mais um, é um strike.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Mas é óbvio que eu vejo o mundo de Gumball em inglês. É perfeito em inglês. Eu não consigo ver. Eu acho a dublagem de Gumball muito boa. Mas em inglês é perfeito, mano. Em inglês é simplesmente perfeito. Você tem dúvida?
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
That red bag. My pages. You're the slovenly half of that couple who refused to stop arguing.
Hey, it's been a while.
Sure has. I've been in charge of this canal since we last talked. Apparently I did a pretty good job with it because they decided to make me the permanent ferryman.
Oh yeah, huh? Congrats.
Thanks. Still, it's not all puppies and unicorns. The old ball and chain is always harping on me now about how much I work. Anyway, if you got a place to be, just let me know and I'll take you there.
Nossa, Naoki, mano, Naoki, Diógenes é o melhor filósofo que já existiu. Não, usando a filosofia não. O cara é... Tô tentando achar uma palavra aqui ou alguém pra comparar. Mas enfim, mano, Diógenes é muito bom. É literalmente o cara. Aê, vocês aí estão todo mundo pensando em como vocês vão viver a vida e em como vocês vão comer amanhã? Beleza, deixa eu tocar uma punheta em via pública aqui. Tipo, tomar no cu, Diógenes. Porra, Diógenes. De novo com o pinto em público, cara. Nossa, xadrez com viagem no tempo? Não, mano, eu só falei que Diógenes fazia. Diógenes realmente chegava... Mano... Até hoje eu não supero a história que o imperador chegou pra ele e diz: Diógenes, me diz o que tu precisa e eu te darei numa bandeja. E Diógenes olha pra ele: beleza, sai da frente do sol então, que tá tapando minha vista. Toma no cu, velho. Diógenes, melhor filósofo.
Otakushi-san?
Sure, I guess. Why?
おたざくしたとつえざ。で、いろたたとたててち入れて、いらおたできい、絶相すかとたてあつて、ぎゅっ。
Ah, sim.
If I can track them down?
Cantou? Legalzinho.
Hey, now I need a pump for a water fountain. Got anything like that?
Isso, eu achei o grande for com ele, mano. Mano, imagina, uma das pessoas mais poderosas. Sei lá, imagina o... Já foi definido o presidente dos Estados Unidos? Enfim, imagina o presidente dos Estados Unidos chegar pra ti e dizer: o que tu quer na tua vida? Vamos, eu tenho dinheiro pra pagar. Eu sustento o exército dos Estados Unidos. O que tu quer? Sai da frente do meu sol, tá tudo de boa.
What do you need? Alright.
Eu tenho isso?
I got what you need.
Nice.
I'll let him know.
Ok, maravilha. Mais alguma? Não sei, eu tenho que pôr. Ok, nossa, isso tem quest. Vamos desse lado. Era essas quests também. Calma. Agora eu tenho que ir para Lost Shrine. Não. Se eu for para Lost Shrine, eu pego o final B. Que sim, é o que eu quero, mas eu tenho que completar as
It's hard
quests
to
também.
believe there are plants that can grow in this desert.
Yeah, this'll never work.
How do you mean?
I mean, if plants could grow here, it would be full of them. God, books can be so stupid sometimes.
Books can be so stupid.
Have you ever planted anything before, Kaine?
Nope.
Well, then you don't know. You gotta try things out for yourself.
Indeed. Experimentation can often be the key to new knowledge.
You guys sure are a bunch of optimists.
É quem ficou sem argumento. O que no sentido de qual filosofia que eu tenho que seguir?
Oh there! Just tell me where you want to go and...
Bah, gente, deixa eu esquentar meu café, porque eu acho que ele esfriou faz mais de 1 hora. E eu quero tomar algo quente. Na volta eu respondi. Tá escrito exatamente isso. Mano, não tem uma única filosofia que eu sigo, sabe? Mas eu tento me basear bastante em comportamento, cara. Foi o imperador de Roma, Marcos Aurelius, estoicismo. Porra, eu não consigo nem lembrar da desgraça do curso. Mas eu vou ter que procurar o nome. Porra, Morgana. Entendi. Qual que é o nome da filosofia que Marco Aurélio criou? Isso! Integrou a corrente do estoicismo, cujo compromisso era o desenvolvimento de uma moral humana. Não, mas não é. Tinha um outro. Não sei. Não sei. Ah, foi mal, foi mal. Sim, eu tava falando longe do microfone. Agora eu acho que vai dar pra ouvir. Eu acho que é estoicismo. Quase certeza. Que é basicamente você se melhorar como humano baseado nas morais que você tem. Ao mesmo tempo, eu sou niilista o suficiente pra saber que moral é um negócio simplesmente inútil e relativo. Isso se contradisse bastante, mas eu sou uma pessoa contradizente. Mas pronto, agora eu peguei o meu café, agora eu tô com o fone direito. Mas café... Mas niilismo é uma das coisas que mais me chama a atenção, justamente pelo caso de somos nada, iremos para nada, e é isso, sabe?
They'll deliver the pump as soon as it's ready.
Thanks much. Here's a little something, just because I care.
E é nosso 20.000 gold. Nice. Tá, eu tenho mais uma única quest pra fazer aqui, né? Que é Life in the Sands, onde eu consigo Pink Moonflower Seed. Como inferno eu faço isso? Como eu faço crossbreed? Uhum. Gold and Blue Moonflowers. Ok. Nossa, eu vou ter que refazer todo... Não vai ser dessa vez que eu vou fazer isso daqui. Isso daqui é um grind muito chato. Eu li... Uma boa parte não. Eu li tipo uns 25% de Silmarillion. E eu li O Hobbit, mas eu nunca cheguei a ler O Senhor dos Anéis porque é muito grande. E a escrita do Hobbit, especialmente, é muito leve. Nossa, tu lê o Hobbit, mano, é muito tranquilo. Tanto eu li o livro em, tipo, 4 dias.
What's the problem?
Well, I was distracted while I was cooking and sort of started a fire. Now I have to repair the kitchen and all my equipment. I can't make the repairs without a bunch of parts, but the only place you can find that much...
Yeah, that's bad news, all right. You want me to go for you?
You sure? You'll have to bring a whole bunch of robots and take it from...
All the more reason to entrust the task to us.
This won't be our first time in the junk heap. Just let us know what you need.
Thanks. I really appreciate this. I need 1 memory alloy, 10 titanium alloys, and 10 broken motors. Got all that?
Wow, that's a lot. But okay, we'll be back in a while.
Eu tenho as coisas. Diz que tem.
I need one...
Do Nietzsche, eu acho que eu li Echeomo. E mais um, mas eu realmente não vou me lembrar. Carrot Flower Blooms Once More? Isso é da Malenia? Mas também nunca joguei da Red Dead Redemption, nenhum deles. Sim, quero jogar, pretendo fazer live. A questão é quando. E quando que eu vou ter dinheiro pra comprar o jogo. Senhor dos pastéis em um mês. Mano, é legal. É legal. Muita água pra essas desgraças antes que elas morram. Vocês ao menos vão me dar um dinheiro, já que eu vou ter que fazer um grind absurdo nisso daqui depois. Mano, nossa. Tem que fazer crossbreed, velho. De 2 tipos de planta. De 2 plantas, daí tu vai ter a índigo. E daí com a índigo tu faz crossbreed com a outra e daí tu vai ter a pink. Desgraça. Ah, tá. É, mano, o grind pelo jeito é tão chato. E é tão chato quanto matar a Malenia, viu? Socorro. Interessante. Interessante, não. Eu não sabia que um ia ser lançado pra PC. Sim, Morgana, quer dizer, mais fácil é relativo, mano. Porque mais fácil do que ir na Steam e clicar em instalar, não é. Sabe? Não é. Mas não custa dinheiro pelo Phil. Eu não tenho peça pra jogar esses jogos. Eu gosto das conquistinhas. Eu gosto de ter minha conta da Steam aqui, porque eventualmente meu irmão e minha namorada pode usar também. Então é bom. Exatamente. É exatamente isso que o Naoki falou. É diferente. Sei lá. É diferente as coisas. Assim, o teu jogo é muito mais prático na long run do que tu baixar o jogo. Ora, toda a questão de inseguranças não, de segurança digital relacionada a isso. Ok, eu tenho que ir pra Junte-se. Ah, eu só preciso de um titânio 8. Maravilha. Qual série que eu falei, Morgana? Não me lembro. Até porque comprar dá pra jogar online o Elden Ring, né? Quer dizer...
Oh there!
Dá pra jogar online pirata também, mas é diferente. Tipo, tu tem que baixar um mod específico pra jogar, que é o Elden Ring em Scope. Eu gostaria de pedir, poxa, Naoki, mas por que tu comprou a coisa na Steam? Se eu literalmente não tivesse Borderlands 3 na Epic, na minha conta e na conta da minha namorada, e mesmo assim eu tivesse comprado Borderlands 3 pra nós dois na Steam. Eu não sei pra onde eu tenho que ir, eu tenho que ir pra cá. O Kaina? Desgraça. Não, mano, eu entendo o sentimento do Naoki, tanto que eu acabei de escrever exatamente o que eu fiz igual ao Naoki. Mano, Epic não é a mesma coisa que a Steam, velho. É... sei lá. Não é tão bom. Não é tão bom. O javali é muito rápido. Tá, já vi que aquela challenge lá é realmente muito difícil. Tá. Mas mano, isso daqui quase não dá XP, não vale a pena eu ficar deitando esse bichinho. Junk heap. Eu gosto quando você resume as coisas assim, não aqui. Fica prático. É exatamente isso, mano. Chega um momento que tu escolhe o teu hub. Tipo, é aqui que eu quero ter meus jogos. E eventualmente só pela praticidade tu vai ficar na Steam, tá ligado? Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop, mano, ele é um seriado bem no estilo Twin Peaks, só que mais voltado tipo em crianças pré-adolescentes. Por exemplo, os personagens tipo, os personagens dos contos são mais focados, são mais crianças e adolescentes. Meu chapéu. Como que a Epic tinha possibilidade de completar a missão no XCOM aqui, tipo... Hã? Não duvido, nossa. Eu queria poder contar os perrengues que eu já tive com a Epic, gente, eu queria poder contar. Mas Epic é... definitivamente Epic. E Stephen Hawking, não, nunca li nada do Stephen Hawking.
I detect not a whit of intelligence from within that clump of iron.
Who cares if it's smart when it can smash you into a pancake?
No mere machine can hope to prevail against our intelligence and skill.
Wow, thanks, book. I feel so much better already.
Eu não sei como é que é a história do Twin Peaks em si. Eu sei que é investigação, mas eu não sei como é a história. Bah, não, Morgana, nem ferrando. Eu não tenho capacidade mental para interagir com pessoas pessoalmente, tá ligado? Eu sou muito bananão interagir pessoalmente. Fora que ninguém aí, né? Cara, então, a Epic não tem suporte para controle de PS5 e para alguns controles específicos. Tipo, se o jogo não tiver suporte, a Epic não vai a loja da Epic não vai dar suporte. Por exemplo, tu pode pegar um controle de PS5, conectar num cabo USB e usar para qualquer jogo pela Steam, porque a Steam vai te dar vai usar o próprio sistema da Steam para remapear o controle como se fosse de Xbox 1010. Ou às vezes os negócios nem aparecem, tá ligado? Fica só sem nada no negócio do botão, mas ainda tu consegue usar o controle de PS5. Na Epic não existe isso. Na Epic, se tu botar um controle de PS5 e o jogo não tiver o suporte pro controle de PS5, você não vai usar o controle. E daí, uma das coisas que o suporte da Epic que às vezes mandaram fazer quando eu tava com problema nisso era botar o jogo na Steam como é que é? Tu bota o jogo na Steam como um jogo não Steam e daí tu joga o jogo pela Steam, o jogo da Epic, porque na Steam tu vai conseguir usar o suporte do controle. Simplesmente genial. Legal, mano. O universo numa casca de nós me lembra de Irmão de Jorel. Que o pai do irmão de Jorel fez a peça Um Ursinho numa Casca de Nós. Maravilhoso. Que desenho ótimo. Mas eu não consigo ver o episódio do Toshi. Me quero coisa. Eu não conseguia ver ele há 1 ano atrás, foi a última vez que eu revi. Hoje em dia eu sei que eu não consigo nem chegar perto daquele episódio porque eu assisti 5 minutos do último episódio de The Good Place e eu desabei um lado. Então... Epic é Epic, mano. Simplesmente Epic. Eles são épicos até mesmo nos problemas que eles causam. Socorro, tô tirando feijão, é isso mesmo? Não tô dando nenhum. Ah, mas eu não tenho meio que no teto mesmo. Querendo ou não, é assim que o nosso corpo é. Ele é um pequeno universo dentro dele. E, nossa, eu não consigo nem te dizer que talvez algum dia eu leia tudo na comédia, porque é bom. Mas, nossa, 5 anos que eu parei de ler o fucking livro da Torre Negra. Quinta é Walls of the... alguma coisa. 4º livro, que é Wizard Glass? Tower Glass? Wizard Tower Glass? Volta e meia eu acho o livro aqui em casa, eu penso, porra, eu tenho que ler isso daqui. E daí eu perco. É o 4º. Eu achei. Coincidentemente ele não está perdido, ele só está alto. Como eu sou baixinho, eu não enxergo. Cadê o passo do lado dele? Ser baixinho é um dom, mano. Ok. Obrigado, carinha. Não peguei nenhum Titanium Ale ainda. É Wizard Endless. Sim, eu vou voltar a jogar Final Fantasy XIV. Na verdade, eu nunca parei de jogar Final Fantasy XIV. Mas é que, mano, é um jogo que eu jogo. É um jogo que já está decidido na minha vida. E meu tempo é pra gastar com esse jogo, sabe? Por isso que eu não faço outras coisas. Infelizmente na vida não dá pra fazer tudo. Tem que escolher certas coisas e dizer: isso daqui vai ser meu foco, isso daqui vai ficar pra outro. Por que não me deixa mexer a câmera, desgraça? Aí, Titanium Ale. Ó, meu celular despertando, dizendo meu despertador pra quando eu durmo de tarde. Coisa linda. E eu tenho que matar meu irmão. É, mano. É a vida. Não é nem questão de ser triste ou não. É só... É. Infelizmente. Mas é triste sim. Esse foi o Ice Cream que é gasto do café, esqueci de tomar. Ou jogo muito mesmo. Eu jogo tanto que eu não consigo nem jogar de Eternal porque minhas mãos doem. Eu não consigo expressar a tristeza que eu sinto com isso. Eu quero jogar Doom Eternal, eu quero virar aquele jogo, virar DLC, mas as mãos não tancam. A dor que eu sinto depois que eu jogo 1 hora de Doom Eternal, mano. Sei lá. Não vale a pena, não vale a pena jogar um jogo que tá tendo tanta dor assim. Não vale. Eu acabei de virar adulto. Exatamente, eu fiz 18 anos hoje. Na verdade eu vou fazer 19 anos daqui 2 meses. Essa é a grande verdade. Eu recém virei adulto mesmo. É ruim, mas não, a vida não é pra ser boa. Hoje ao menos a gente tem conforto. Hoje a gente tem umas coisinhas legais que a gente pode fazer. Uma vez não tinha nem isso. Oi, moço, acabei de...
We're back with all the stuff you need.
Let me see. Yep. That's all of it. Here's your payment.
Momônio, tu quer subir na cama e o Miau tá na frente? Vai, tu consegue. Miau, tu é um trouxa, né? Não pode ver Mimona que tu tenta brincar com ela. Exatamente. Nossa, o meu corpo, eu fiz 18 anos, mano. O meu corpo olhou pra mim e ele disse: agora você fez 50.
Wow, this is more than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate all the effort you went to.
Don't insult the man, lad. Take his proffered payment and be grateful.
Okay, okay. Thanks for the gold.
30k? Life in the Sands. Ah, essas new são as que eu não curti. Deixa eu tirar esses new porque tá me agonizando. Não, Morgana. A Momona tava no chão e o Miau tava deitado em cima da cadeira que ela usa pra subir na cama. E daí ela tava pensando, tipo, eu vou ou não vou, encaro o Miau ou não. E daí ela pulou em cima da cadeira, o Miau automaticamente acordou e tentou bater nela. Bater, eu digo, tipo, dar um tapinha. Que ele quer brincar com ela, mas ele é um idiota. Eu tô andando aleatoriamente, só procurando por quest. Esqueci que a Débora tá aqui para me dar as quests e dizer, ó, é aqui.
Which job should I give you first?
Passam todas aquelas que eu já fiz, né?
Come back whenever you have a free minute.
Eu acho que eu preciso fazer todas as quests. Mas daí eu já... Quando eu tiver que fazer todas as quests, eu irei lidar com fazer todas as quests. Todas. Não, nunca ouvi falar dessa... Caceta, onde é que eu tô? Nossa! Ah! O olho deu uma bugada. Pois é, Naoki. Entendo, mano. Só que o problema é que eu já ferrei as quests, né? Eu já tô na Rota B e já tem quest que tá faltando da primeira parte, tá ligado? Tem essas duas aqui. Então, tipo, sem essas duas aqui eu não vou conseguir seguir o jogo, querendo ou não, mesmo que eu complete as quests de agora. E como as quests que eu já completei estão aparecendo... Ah, mas eu já completei? Fragile Delivery, eu completei. Não botei essas mesmo. Fuck! Ao menos depois já tá completado. Foda-se. Eu tava... Ah! Para de ser burro, piá! Caceta! Vai pra porra do lugar que tu tem que ir sem... Desculpa, eu fiquei bravo comigo mesmo.
Oh there!
Virtual Insanity é o nome da música? Eu caguei nisso. Nossa. Caí. Valendo ali no
It's you. I've heard a great many stories.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, no need to be so modest. After all, I may have a job for someone with your particular talents.
I'm listening.
I need you to retrieve 3 crates of particular import from a ship that was wrecked at sea. This cargo has likely washed ashore on all the far-flung corners of the world, so it will be a task of some difficulty. Can I count on your assistance?
Of course I can count on it.
Sure, no problem.
Ah, excellent, excellent. Oh, and whatever you do, you must not unseal the cargo.
Well, now I'm curious. Why can't I open it?
I was shipping some rather unique products. If you were to see them, it might place me in something of a dilemma.
Hey, it's your money. You don't want me to look? Fine.
A senhorinha também precisa, né? Ó, os senhorzinhos do amor fora das grades. Também precisa. Tão bom ou ruim é isso? Não sabemos. Masterless Lighthouse é aqui.
Hey, this is one of the pieces of cargo that washed ashore. She doesn't want us looking inside, so we better...
A wise choice. Rifling through the possessions of others is a vulgar habit.
Aqui eu vou subir e... vejo mais uma crate. É aqui que tem o Masterless Lighthouse. Oh.
Hey, you got a moment?
Parece que eu tô preservado por causa da barba, mano. Eu sem barba, do jeito que eu tô agora... Mentira, eu pareço mais novo. Mas eu sem barba, tu consegue olhar pra mim e dizer... Esse cara aqui... Já tá meia vida andada. Eu com a barba ainda dá pra mentir.
You used to be friends with the lighthouse lady, right?
As I remember it, we basically hated each other.
Oh, well, you at least talked to her, right? Could I ask you a favor?
What is it?
The lighthouse is in good shape now, but it's going to wear out eventually. We'd like to have replacement parts ready. You think you could get the parts from the junk heap? I'm sure the lighthouse lady would be a...
Tá, eu não tive vontade. Eu peguei essa quest.
I think we'll need 10 broken lenses, and while you're at it, 10 mysterious switches would be nice too.
Diz que eu tenho, por favor.
We'll need 10 broken lenses.
Ah, você já tá 2 broken lens. Cara, também não sei. Tipo, até os meus 13, 14 anos eu não tinha um pelo na cara, tá ligado? Mas um pelo. Daí passou dos 17, mano. Eu corto a barba hoje, final de semana, e já tá tudo escuro de novo da barba. Nossa, a quest da senhorinha é dolorida, mano. É muito dolorida. É a quest que ela fica recebendo cartas do marido dela que tá na guerra. Como brincar com os bichos. Deixa eu ver onde é que fica os Gathered cargo Nier Replicant. The first piece of scattered cargo has been found right outside the player's home village. See the garden keep out the brick wall on the left. Okay, the second one is this that I found now. Northern Plains cargo perto de junk heap. Ok. Nossa, vale muito a pena não olhar o carro. Nossa, eu devia ter feito essa quest faz tempo já, ela é muito boa. Tá, o terceiro já sei onde é que estão todos. Esses bichos, sim, são as focas, mas eu não lembro. Não tem mais foca agora que o navio apareceu. E não dava pra fazer carinho nelas, pelo que eu me lembro. Tem umas focas ali na praia. Northern Plains, ok. Daí eu já vou pro vilarejo, pego o negócio e volto pra cá. E daí eu acho que eu vou acabar a live por hoje, mano. Nossa, eu tô morrendo de fome. E o meu amigo vai vir pra cá daqui a pouco também. Pior que hoje eu abri live em área comercial, mas em hora comercial, mas não foi o horário comercial que tipo pode ver, coitado. Aqui só da carga. Não!
Looks like this is one of the pieces of cargo that washed ashore.
Pick it up if I look inside.
I said I wouldn't look inside. Let's just get this over with.
I dare say I can see no reason why the old woman would need all of this for herself.
It's not for us to say.
Essa todinha na loja que foi liberada pra missão dessa velha. É? Amigo? Como? O que mais poderia ser? Se fosse outra coisa seria difícil, tipo, eu ter uma namorada e falar em live que eu tenho que ficar com a pessoa. Não faz sentido. Mas ele é um brother meu, vem aqui direto, inclusive, quase todo dia. Ele é chegado nas plantinhas. Que nem eu. Que bom, Naoki. Fico feliz que te ajudei nessa segunda.
I think this is one of the pieces.
Nessa segunda-feira tão chata.
She asked me not. Okay, that's all the cargo. Let's take it back to the client.
Inclusive, tu tinha dito que tu ia sair antes, né? Eu li a mensagem, mas não respondi, porque às vezes quando tem bastante mensagem, eu leio tudo e me esqueço de alguma coisa. E às vezes quando tem pouca mensagem, eu também leio e o meu cérebro apaga. Acontece. É ideal? Não, é feio, na verdade. É feio pra cacete. Mas não tem como andar no meu cérebro do jeito que eu gostaria. E...
What have we... Which job should I give you first?
Map Research Project. Não, eu tô confundindo com calamari. Não faço a mínima ideia do que é isso.
That butler from the manor needs your help. You sure do keep some strange company. Come back whenever you have...
Tá, é o... mordomo.
Which job should I give you?
Okay.
Want to help out the village blacksmith? I wrote down the client's location on your...
É aqui, né? Ah, mano, tem vários trabalhos que dá pra ver lá.
Hey, you. You ever seen a treasure map before?
Isso aqui não é pra ganhar.
A treasure map? Yeah, a treasure map. You know, a map that shows you where to find buried treasure. I'm collecting them. My lifelong dream is to one day roll naked in a pile of sweet, sweet treasure.
That's an interesting dream.
So that's why I'm looking for a new treasure map or two. If you find one, bring it on over to me, alright?
Okay.
Sure thing. I guess I should know where to look for a treasure map before telling the guy sure thing.
One could hardly expect to stumble across such a thing lying on the ground. Perhaps we should look for a place where old documents are...
Old documents, huh?
So? É aquilo que é mais ou menos que nem comer cogumelo, né? Você pode comer todos os cogumelos que existem? Você pode. A questão é que alguns só uma vez. No caso do trabalho na rua, eu imagino que poder velar pode só, não pode ser feito pelo chefe. Eita, desculpa, javali. Ah, aquela espada que tava atrás do blacksmith, notei a referência Gantz também, muito bom. Gantz. Berserk, não Gantz. Oh. Cadê o mordomo?
Welcome back, Master Emile.
Hello, Sebastian. I'm glad you're doing well.
Is something the matter, butler?
I am searching, sir, for a way to restore Master Emile's body to its previous state.
Oh, Sebastian.
Regrettably, the above-ground archives are somewhat limited. According to my information, the records related to Master Emile are stored on the second basement floor. Things would be easier if I could delve into the manor's underground research facilities, but what with all the creatures there...
You want us to go down there and take out some shades?
Oh, no. I can't let you do that for me.
Emile, cut it out. We're friends. This is what friends do.
Cara, é muito fácil, na verdade. Dependendo de quem tem perto de ti, o que tá, no que trabalha, como que trabalha e tal, sabe? Nossa, eu não lembrava que nos meus últimos empregos, mesmo com um programa aqui pra literalmente ver tudo que o meu PC tava fazendo, eu tacava foda-se, abria a live no meio do serviço e ficava olhando enquanto trabalhava. Ninguém merece se focar só em trabalho. Não tem livro nenhum de psicologia não, meu Deus.
We've got your cargo.
Ah, excellent. And everything seems to be in good condition, too. Here is your payment. Please take it. Also, I know the owner of the item shop in this town. I think you should find your future transactions there a bit more welcoming.
That's good news.
Oh, you know how it is. In my line of work, people tend to owe you favors. Anyway, I'd best be off.
Agora eu quero estar aqui. Quero ser capitalista.
A huge ship washed up in the...
The import-export dame says you're a good guy, yeah? So listen, I got stuff in the back room, if you know what I mean, and I'll sell it to you for a good price.
Isso daqui... Eu tenho 20 show. Oh, isso daqui é muito bom. Muito bom mesmo. Eu quero o máximo, já tá no máximo, eu quero o máximo, já tá no máximo, eu quero o máximo. Quero o máximo. Não, isso daqui não, isso daqui pode deixar pra zero. Isso daqui eu quero, isso daqui. Isso aí. Mas perca também. E Bounty for Fertilizer é o que eu preciso.
You tell that dame I said.
Ok, agora antes de acabar a live eu tenho que carregar as plantinhas, só pra garantir que elas estão bem.
Oh there! Just tell me where...
Ah, tem muito tranquilo como ver live numa biblioteca, Morgana. Nossa. Tá. O cérebro aqui já começa a bolar as ideias pra não trabalhar e vagabundear. Aí sim. Minha tela da empresa e minha tela do notebook. Maravilha. Aí sim, tu deixa o negócio de serviço ali, tu aproveita as coisas no notebook. Mano, nossa. Quando eu tinha o meu notebookzinho também pra trabalhar, era loucura. Eu trabalhava no notebooks e ficava jogando alguma coisa, fazendo alguma coisa no PC, esqueci o trabalho. É muito bom. Os 12 do trabalho. Calma. Notebook da empresa, tela da empresa e minha tela. Minha tela. Ah tá. Minha tela e meu notebook. Tá, tu usa. Nossa, Naoki. Nossa. Tu usa. Tu usa 2 notebooks pra trabalhar? Ou tu usa a tela do teu PC? Tu tem 2 notebooks, 2 telas. Tem o teu notebook conectado numa tela secundária? É que, Morgana, dependendo do que tu trabalha, mano. Se tu tem que trabalhar com PC. Ah, pra jogar no PC, tipo. É, 2 telas. Não, eu não entendi qual das telas que ele usa pra. Qual das 4. Tá, beleza. Tu usa a tela extra pro notebook da empresa e tu joga no notebook. Entendi. Usar uma tela extra pra fazer algo. O que eu ia falar? Usar uma tela extra pra fazer algo é mais fácil do que usar um notebook extra pra fazer algo. Isso que eu quis dizer. Morgana, imagina assim. Naoki tem 4 telas. Das 4 telas que ele tem, 3 dessas telas ele usa pro serviço. E a 4ª tela é o notebook dele que ele usa pra coisa pessoal. Tu nunca trabalhou com mais de 2 monitores, Morgana? Bom, óbvio, é incomum pessoas terem que precisar disso, mas enfim. Depois que você trabalha, ou depois que você faz alguma coisa com 2 monitores, você nunca mais vai querer ter só uma tela. Com 3 telas, então, eu imagino a delícia que deve ser. E, mano, não tem explicação do porquê, tá ligado? É simplesmente o Dwight fazendo um Mega Desk, tá ligado? E daí tu usa Mega Screen, porque sim, são 4 monitores, não 4 guias. Cada monitor tem uma coisa diferente que o Naoki tá usando pra trabalhar, porque... Nossa, Naoki, eu não sinto falta disso não, mano. Eu não sinto falta de ter 3 telas abertas e 3 telas tá usando pra trabalhar, não, mano. Nossa, que loucura. Não, coisa horrível, coisa horrível. Sério, nossa, tem que trabalhar com várias telas, é um negócio maravilhoso, porque é muito bom, mano. É muito, muito, muito bom tu trabalhar com, tipo, um monte de tela aberta e tu colocar, eu preciso dessa coisa aqui, então eu não preciso dar Alt Tab, eu só mexo o mouse e pá, tá aqui na outra tela, coisa importante. E daí a outra coisa importante tu deixa na outra tela, e daí tu deixa uma tela só pra tu usar a coisa que tu vai mudando. Nossa, que delícia. Mas não é questão, não é questão de ser um bate-computador, não, tá? Qualquer computador roda 2 telas tranquilaço. O meu i7 de 3ª geração rodava com uma 1050. Eu via coisa e jogava ainda. Mas é muito bom, mano. É muito bom. Tanto que a minha namorada, ela começou a usar 2 telas. Tipo, aqui em casa ela já ficou com o costume de 2 telas, porque eu uso 2 telas. Daí no serviço dela, agora ela tá pegando o costume de usar 2 telas. Esse dia ela chegou pra mim: eu preciso de mais uma tela em casa, eu não consigo mais usar um PC que tem só uma tela. E é isso mesmo, tá ligado? Socorro, eu só consigo pensar numa frase pra fazer uma metáfora legal, mas a frase não é legal pra fazer essa metáfora. Imagina os programinha e coisa chata que tu deve usar pra trabalhar. Nossa, nunca mais quero usar Go Meter na minha vida. Que é uma desgraça ali. Nossa. Teve um dia que eu saí do trabalho, eu pensei, ok, tá na hora de ver umas coisas indecentes. De repente, por que esse programa tá aberto? Era pra eu ter fechado. Eu clico no negócio e tem lá 2 horas de foto do que eu tava fazendo. Eu pensei, ok, ainda bem que eu vi isso, porque senão eu teria sido demitido fácil. Não, Morgana, a real explicação é que eu destruí os meus 2 pulsos pra conseguir isso. Valeu a pena. Debatível, sabe? Como eu tava falando antes, eu não consigo jogar Doom Eternal mais. E eu imagino que deva ser algo que tão grande que explicar por mensagem escrita não vale a pena pra eu ter que usar áudio. Me manda um... Steam não tem áudio. Discord não tem áudio. Bom, vai ficar por uma própria. Eu já pensei Naoki, é um negócio que eu tenho que ir atrás sim. O problema é que eu não tenho carteira de trabalho paga, nem INSS. Daí a questão é tu conseguir se aposentar pelo INSS sem pagar o INSS. Mas sim, as minhas mãos no estado que elas estão hoje, eu consigo iniciar ao menos o processo por invalidez. Esse é o nível do negócio. Bizarro. Mas não tão mais tão ruim quanto há 5 meses atrás, né? Parar de trabalhar ajudou. Mas enfim, minha gente, fiquem bem aí. Um abração pra vocês. Eu vou lá fazer um almoço. Eu não comi nada desde que eu acordei. Holy fuck. Eu tô umas 5 horas sem comer. Eu acho que tá na hora de comer. Depende, Morgana. Não, aqui. Se tu tem hérnia de coluna, também tu consegue iniciar o processo. A questão é o quanto que, tipo, o quão ferrado você tem que provar que você está pra conseguir finalizar o processo, sabe? Sim, Morgana, na verdade não é nem almoço, é café da manhã. Eu me esqueci de comer o dia inteiro. Parece algo... Nossa, mano, como tu se esqueceu de comer? Mas eu me esqueço de comer seguidamente. Faz parte. Mas agora eu vou lá, minha gente. Um abração pra vocês, fiquem bem e...